us today to lead off our program is Jennifer Boyer, the newly hired Emergency Management Coordinator at the Midland County Emergency Management Office. Welcome to Community Focus.
Thank you for having me.
Jennifer, would you give our viewers an overview of what is involved in emergency management?
Well, emergency management basically consists of writing plans and procedures for emergencies to handle the response, the coordination of everything, talking about preparedness to the community, and also coordinating the response and the recovery to an emergency.
Well, as a coordinator, what are your duties and responsibilities day to day, and then in the event of an emergency situation?
Well, day to day, I work with a lot of public safety officials, leaders in the community, those types of things, types of individuals to put together the plans, the procedures. When we have an incident, we talk about what went well and what didn't go well, ways we can improve our response, our coordination, the sharing of information, those types of things. I help coordinate trainings and exercises so that we can kind of challenge and keep our people sharp that do have responsibilities in responding to an emergency. And then during an emergency situation, my roles and responsibilities include activating the City-County Emergency Operations Plan, which basically is a document that has multiple annexes with different agencies' roles and responsibilities of what they are need to do given the situation. And I help coordinate that. And we meet in the Emergency Operations Center, which is basically a place that we bring all these people together to review the information, coordinate everything, look at the problems, and together find solutions to tackle those problems.
Now, with spring and summer approaching, what advice do you have for Midland County residents?
Well, most of the top 5 hazards we have here in Midland County are all due to weather related. So it's really important that people have a weather radio, a NOAA weather radio, and that way they can get the information they need for watches and warnings and stuff for our weather. One of the larger things we have here is severe weather and then the flooding, which sometimes go hand in hand. But with a weather radio, you'll get specific information about that storm that's coming, whether it's hail, lightning, or even if it's snow, how much snow, and possibly, the wind chill and those things that people need to know in order to keep themselves safe.
And with the advent of an emergency situation, the warning comes by sirens, by radio, by television, by crawlers on MCTV, etc.
Yep, by all of those means. The sirens are outdoor warning sirens, so they are intended to warn people that are outside. That's why I recommend the weather radio for indoors, because then you'll get alerted inside for that. We also, Midland County participates with NIXL. If you go to nixl.com, you can sign up to get emergency alerts, and those alerts would come strictly from County 911. So you can get those by text messages or email or however you decide to do that. We also have the 1-888-TELL-MORE. So if there is an emergency going on or something going on in the community, you can call that number and we will have information on there for people to give them direction as far as what we need them to do.
You mentioned earlier making a plan. You make plans as the emergency coordinator, but also to give advice to residents to make a plan, have an emergency kit. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, every home should have a plan, just like you would a school or business for fire evacuations and those types of things. It's important that families talk about safety and emergencies, whether it's teaching your children to dial 911 or those types of things, but they should have a plan for fire, for severe weather, and really their plans just need to consist of, one, if they are stuck at their house because of power outages or those types of things, or one, they have to evacuate their house due to flooding and those types of things. So as long as you can plan for those 2 scenarios, you should be pretty good. And it's good to have a kit or some things set aside for those times, flashlights and batteries and those types of things, or extra blankets. Just having those things available around your house sometimes, or having them in a central located place, it helps.
Now, where can our viewers get some information about either making a plan or organizing and getting the contents for an emergency kit?
Ready.gov is the FEMA website for planning preparedness for residents. Also, the American Red Cross is a great place to also get information. And there's a organization called Do One Thing out of the Lansing area, and it's basically focused towards people creating their own emergency plan and kits, and it's do one thing. They focus on individuals doing one thing each month, so that by the end of the year you kind of have all the steps you needed for your kit. Also for the Midland area, a great place to get information for hazards or flooding is the city and the county's website. They both have interactive maps that show the floodplain and that kind of thing, so it'd be very good to see how your neighborhood may be impacted by those things, and be able to plan accordingly.
Well, what's the best way to contact you for more specific information about any of these things that we've discussed?
My office number is 989-832-6750. My email is jboyer@co.midland.mi.us, or you can go online to our website, the county website, and we're also on Facebook, Facebook.com/Midland County Emergency Management.
Jennifer, thank you for appearing on Community Focus and for giving us the timely information on how to be prepared for potential emergency situations.